Hello and welcome to yet another learning session on mastering English vocabulary for civil service examinations. And the 5 words which we are going to consider for today's sitting, discussed at greater length and learned by heart are primitive, fig leaf, obliterate, jeopardize, and finally abhorrent. And the first term is primitive. Primitive is something very naive, something conservative, outmoded or outdated is primitive. In other words, something which is conservative or ultra traditional is primitive. यानी इस टर्म को आप एक ऐसी सिचुएशन में यूज़ करेंगे when you are to refer to someone's ideas which do not belong to present, rather they reflect past. उस केस में जिस टर्म के थ्रू उन आइडियाज़ को, उस थिंकिंग और उस परसेप्शन को रेफर करेंगे और एक्सप्लेन करेंगे, वो प्रिमिटिव है. In other words, primitive is something that doesn't belong to the present, rather something which has been part of the past is primitive. Example: the country's economic progress and social upward mobility has been arrested by its leaders' primitive ideas and perception towards governance. Second example: most of the underdeveloping societies are home to primitive ideas and ideologies. So this is how we can use primitive in our sentences. Again, primitive is something very uncritical, very crude, naive, outdated or ultra-traditional is primitive. And the second term is jeopardize. Jeopardize means to threaten or endanger existence of something, to risk something or to compromise on something is jeopardize. This term can be used in times when we are to refer to actions, behaviors, attitude or beliefs of someone because of which that someone's surrounding gets disturbed or comes under threat. In those instances, we use this term, which is jeopardize, to explain their situation. Example: the government's reckless policies could jeopardize the country's economic stability. Second example: he jeopardized his career by leaking confidential information to the country's enemies. So this is how we can use jeopardize in our sentences or in our daily conversations. Again, jeopardize means to endanger, to imperil, to risk or to compromise on something is jeopardize. And the third term is fig leaf. Fig leaf means to conceal something, to hide the origins or presence of something, to mask something, or simply to smoke screen something is fig leaf. This term can be used in times when you are to refer to someone's actions, someone's tactics or someone's designs through which that someone tries to conceal his real intentions, real ambitions. उस केस में जिस टर्म के थ्रू हम उस सिचुएशन को एक्सप्लेन करते हैं वो fig leaf है. Example: the new reforms are merely a fig leaf to disguise institutional corruption. Second example: he aims to extend an apology as a fig leaf to conceal or to mask his ambitions or intentions. This is how we can use fig leaf in our sentences or can be used in daily communications. Again, fig leaf means to hide something, conceal or smoke screen the existence or presence of something is fig leaf. The fourth term is abhorrent. Abhorrent is something detestable, very hateful, disgusting, odious or unpleasant is abhorrent. This term can be used in times when we are to refer to actions, behavior, tactics or designs of someone which doesn't satisfy or please us. In those instances, we use abhorrent. Abhorrent की जो टर्म है हम एक ऐसी सिचुएशन में यूज़ करते हैं जब किसी के एक्शंस या किसी चीज़ की वजह से हम प्लीज ना हो, किसी के एक्शंस की वजह से हम डिस्गस्ट फील करें और किसी के बिहेवियर से हम खुश ना हो, तो उस केस में जो टर्म हम यूज़ करते हैं वो abhorrent है. Example: all forms of racial discrimination are abhorrent. Second example: the officer's abhorrent remarks and opinions shocked the entire department. So this is how abhorrent can be used in sentences or in daily communications. Again, abhorrent is something very hateful, very unpleasant or disgusting is abhorrent. And the fifth term is obliterate. Obliterate means to destroy something, to exterminate the presence of something or simply to wipe out something is obliterate. Obliterate की टर्म हम एक ऐसी सिचुएशन में यूज़ करते हैं जब किसी चीज़ की जो एग्जिस्टेंस है वो बिल्कुल वाइप आउट हो, डिस्ट्रॉय हो, डिसमेंटल हो, तो उस केस में जो टर्म हम यूज़ करते हैं वो obliterate है. In most cases, this term can be used to refer to actions of a state vis-a-vis its enemies or rivals. More specifically, we use the term obliterate in times when a state resorts to use missiles against its enemies. Centrifugal tendencies like terrorists, उस केस में जो term हम use करते हैं वो obliterate है. Example, the invaders obliterated centuries of cultural heritage in a matter of just hours. Second example, the country's security architecture was obliterated by the enemy through an element of surprise. So this is how we can use obliterate in our sentences, or can be used in daily communications to refer to something whose existence wiped out because of the actions or because of someone is obliterate. So it's time to call it a day. But before signing off, it is better to revisit and revise the words which we just discussed. And the first term was primitive. Primitive is something very conservative, ultra-traditional, something outdated and outmoded is primitive. And the second term was fig leaf. Fig leaf means to conceal or to hide something, to smoke screen something is fig leaf. The third term was abhorrent. Abhorrent is something very detestable, hateful or unpleasant. The fourth term was obliterate. Obliterate means to wipe out or destroy something or simply to exterminate the existence of something is obliterate. And finally, jeopardize. Jeopardize means to risk something, to compromise on something, or to endanger the existence or presence of something is jeopardize. So this is all for today. Happy learning together. Thank you very much.